Lesson 1.3. Use distance and midpoint formulas. At the end of today's lesson, you will be able to successfully find the lengths of segments in the coordinate plane. The midpoint of a segment is the point that divides the segment into two congruent segments. So if I have a segment here, M will be my midpoint, and these two little markers here indicate that these two segments are congruent. A bisector is a point, line, or line segment, or even a plane that intersects the segment at its midpoint. So here I have an example of a line DC bisecting the segment AB at point M. So segment AM will be congruent to segment MB. Example 1, find RS. So if RT is 21.7, we just have to double it to get 43.4. And for example 2, find AB. So we need to take 2 1/4, and we need to double it. But we can just look at it like this. So this would be 2, 2, 4, and double 1/4, we get 1/2, so 4 1/2. Okay, and for example 3, point C is the midpoint of BD. Find the length of BC. So I'm going to take 3x minus 2 and set it equal to 2x plus 3. And x would equal to 5. And then I'm going to take 3x minus 2, and I'm going to evaluate this for 5. So 3 times 5 minus 2, 15 minus 2 is 13. Okay, and then on example 4, point K is the midpoint of segment JL. Find the length of KL. Okay, so I am going to take 8 minus 3x and set it equal to 2x plus 5. And then this will be 5x, and 3x would equal to 3 over 5. And I'm going to take 2x plus 5. Six and 1/5. Okay, the midpoint formula. The coordinates of the midpoint of a segment are the averages of the x coordinates and of the y coordinates of the endpoints. So if point A, x1, y1, and point B, x2, y2 are the points in the coordinate plane, then the midpoint of M of segment AB has the coordinates of x1 plus x2 divided by 2, so this is the average, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now, example 5, find the midpoint. The endpoints of segment PR are these points here. Find the coordinates of the midpoint M. So I'm going to take -2 and add it to 4, divided by 2, and then 5 plus 3 and divide by 2. And this will be 1 and then 4. So this is your midpoint, M. And then for part B, you want to find the endpoints. So this you will need to set up two equations. So I'm going to let point A be x1, y1, and the endpoint of C to be x2, y2. Okay, so I'm going to first do the x2. Okay, and since the midpoint for the x coordinate is 3, we're going to set it equal to x2 plus 1 and divide by 2, and this would be 6. And then the other one, and then your so your other endpoint C will be 5, 2. Example 6 is very similar to example 5. I would like you to take a couple minutes to solve them on your own, and then continue to play the video for the answers. Now check your answers. Now we have the distance formula. If point A, defined by x1, y1, and point B, defined by x2, y2, are points in a coordinate plane, then the distance between A and B is defined by this following formula. Example 7. What is the approximate length of segment RT with endpoints R 3, 2 and T negative 4, 3? So we just have to substitute these points into this formula. So I will let this be the first point and this be the second point. So I'm going to take negative 4 and subtract positive 3 and square it. I'm going to add it to the y coordinates. 3 minus 2 and then square it. And then we can go ahead and solve this. And further simplify this to 5 square root of 2. Now I would like you to pause the video and calculate example 8 on your own, and then continue the video for the answer. Now check your answer. We will continue the lesson in class.